Run that shit up.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cincy Sharks podcast. We took a break last week, mostly because me and Colton were sick right after Christmas, so it wasn't really a good time for us to do it. But we're back, episode 18,
Good.
and definitely does feel good to be back with you boys.
Happy
Not
New Year.
after the, Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a great Christmas.
First episode of 2024.
Yep. I wish we were coming in after a win, but you know. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, not only like after a win, but eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a tough
Nothing
game.
went the Bengals' way.
First half did.
Yeah.
Looked good. I mean, I'm about to say Driscoll. Jesus. Browning looked, like he had been before the Steelers game, back to where he was decisive, making the right throws, scrambling, breaking out of sacks. Looked good. It just seemed like all momentum stopped once the third quarter started.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. Like as soon as as soon as the second half started, vibes are just
I don't
immediately
know if
off
they
on the
started
offense.
making, adjustments or what. It's like where the play calling got kind of like it was like screen, or it was just dump offs. But it's just like we stopped being aggressive and we kind of just like.
Well, it's hard when you can't stop the run either. I mean, Pacheco averaged 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, and I thought they would run the ball a lot more than what they did.
Yeah, I tweeted that out like
We got lucky, really.
that weekend, and I was like, I expect don't be. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Don't be surprised if Pacheco
Yeah,
gets
don't
like
be
30-plus carries.
English, brother.
Yeah.
No, obviously, Rice had his career day against us, too.
See like how it goes against the Bengals. It's either like quarterbacks making their first start, people having their career days, or
Yeah, it's
or
always
shenanigan like that.
No, something's up with that defense. I feel
He
like
just wasn't right on the 64-yard Rice catch. Lou said that we were in cloud coverage and that Dax was in the wrong spot.
People are saying
So.
that Dak's been such a disappointment this year. What's your thoughts on
I
that?
feel like Dax has been fine. I think he's still learning.
Yeah,
I think he'll be better next year.
he's dropped a couple picks that I thought he probably should have had.
Yeah.
He makes those picks. People probably aren't looking at his numbers as crucially. He does have a tendency to miss a couple tackles here and there. But I think that's just more because he's not as big as, I'm just going to compare him to Battle. But he's more of like the finesse kind of corner who can make the play on the ball. And those interceptions will come. I mean, he's fast, and he does cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
I read something on Twitter. They're talking about they should use Dax Hill in different ways, and one of them was him playing more nickel corner. I think he's definitely fast enough for it and all that. I think he'd be pretty good once Mike Hilton's kind of slow. But I think Dax could be a perfect nickel guy. What we have to worry about is who's going to play safety if Dax plays nickel. And it can't be Nick Scott.
Is Owuji's time up in Cincy?
I think so. He's played okay, but I think that ACL
He got
tear
burnt
just.
a lot that game.
I mean, they all kind of did, really. All of the corners got burnt at least once in that game, which, I mean, it sucks. But when you're playing a team like the Chiefs, I know that the receivers, they have the drop tendencies, but they do have a lot of speed. Rice is fast, MVS is fast. Like, they do have speed. So once they get by you, I mean, MVS dropped a bomb. Like, he was wide open. We got lucky on that one, but kind of just goes to we're not built, I don't think, on the outside for speed. Like Cam Taylor-Britt's more of a physical guy. He's going to bump you. He can run with you, but he's long. Owuzi's kind of the same way. He was a little bit more reliant on his speed before the injury. I would like to bring him back on a team-friendly deal. But, I mean, money's money. You got to go where the money's at.
I mean, if he takes it, I'd be willing to bring Awuzie back because you still have, Juan Drago.
Yeah.
And he can still play. I mean, I think he started this year out really good. Then he kind of fell off a little bit, getting burnt here and there. But he is a rookie corner, so I'm not too worried.
That's kind of my take on the secondary all year. I mean, minus, Nick Scott and Mike Hilton. Really young secondary, and then Awuzie coming back from injury. But, I mean, it was kind of going to be a growing year the whole way with the secondary. I think the lack of pressures other than Trey Hendrickson really hurt them because they had to cover a lot longer than they probably needed to. If they were only having to cover for 3 to 4 seconds as opposed to like 5 or 6, I don't think we would be letting up as many big plays. I think it all kind of just trickles down, and they don't get a lot of help from our linebackers either in coverage. Personally, I mean, it just
I think Logan Wilson in man coverage is
Seems like he's taking a step
I think
back.
he's a liability. I think he's always been a liability in man coverage a little bit.
yeah, he's good on zone, like he sees it well.
Oh yeah, if you put
but
him
he's
in-
just not fast enough.
He's not fast enough to follow any like really fast tight ends or faster or almost any running back. But in zone he's good. I think Pratt's the same way. In zone they're good. There's not man coverage
Yeah.
guys. And that's okay.
Makes you miss Trey Flowers a little bit.
A little bit. I was thinking DJ Ivy could be the Trey Flowers replacement, but he didn't start. He played a little bit and then got hurt.
Then he
which
got hurt, yeah.
killed,
He
'cause
was flashing. Too.
yeah, he looks good in that Colts game. And he got hurt in the Vikings game.
Yeah. I think we were talking about it a little bit. Like, it just seems like other teams, no matter who's guarding them, scheme their number one open, or at least target them like frequently. I don't care who's on you, I'm targeting them. It just kind of seemed like I put it in here that T obviously he got hurt, but him and Jamar only combined for 4 catches and 60 yards. Like, I just don't feel like, I mean, I don't want to say force feed, but like that sometimes you kind of have to with like a Jamar, because like they got to get going. He would have had a touchdown, but it was a PI. It just kind of hurts me as a fan. Just even if I wasn't a Bengals fan watching them, like, why isn't Jamar getting the ball? Like, why isn't Jamar getting the ball?
Like
Like,
any other team you watch, like
They're-
we're saying,
yeah,
like,
they
ball
get the
no
targets
matter
at
what.
least. Like, it just
It's also like it seems like with Browning doesn't really look at Chase as much
I know
as he
the whole
does
time
other
I was
receivers.
I was like, dude, he's not even looking Jamar's way. Like Jamar, I feel like had got a couple guys beat at points, and he obviously probably did. But Jake's not even looking his way; he's looking to the right.
There was one where he got sacked, and it seemed like Jamar was running a dagger route over across the middle of the field, wide open for a first down, and Browning didn't even look. He just held on to the ball, looking downfield.
Yeah.
That's some of the flaws that Browning had.
yeah. I mean, shout out to him. I mean, everybody kind of thought the season was over when Burrow went down. He stepped up, kept us frisky and fun. It took us till week 17 to get eliminated. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of like glaring moments in the big time games where it's like, wish Burrow was there.
Yeah, Burrow is beating that Chiefs team 100%.
It's just it sucks to say that, but I mean, injuries happen. It's part of the game. But when you have a guy like Burrow, it's like, man, you wish he was out there.
I don't know how far we would have made it in the playoffs with that defense, though. Our defense
Yeah,
has been playing
this
so
wasn't
bad.
gonna be
It's
our
not
year,
that same
no matter
defense like we kind of had like the last 2 years with our runs we had.
And like I said
And
earlier,
it's like a lot of the same guys.
it stems
but-
from the lack of pass rush, because we're relying too much time for our corners and safeties to cover, instead of what we need to be is getting home faster. I mean, that's why we drafted Miles Murphy. Obviously injuries happen with Reader, but even before that we weren't getting as many pressures, I don't think.
Yeah, I like to see them use Murphy more.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, exactly.
he's shown promise and
I
all
think we'll
that.
see a lot of them this game.
I saw a chart a while back. It talked about pressure rate and pass block win rate, and Murphy was on the good end of the pass block win rate. He didn't get the pressures too much because mostly the quarterback got rid of it like right away. But he's beating his guys. All we need to do is just get home.
Yeah,
get
you
him.
beat your guy. I mean, the numbers will come.
Yeah, but
Just
like, why can't Hendrickson and Murphy be on the field at the same time and you move Hubbard inside, especially with Reader going out? Why don't you do something like that? Try to.
Yeah, I saw a thing. It's like Hendrickson has 17 sacks. Obviously, Hubbard has like 7, I think. It's like the biggest gap between the lead sack holder and the second sack on a team in the NFL.
Wow.
That's a bad stat. You don't want to lead in that stat.
I mean, he's good in the run. Hubbard's great in the run. But
Yeah, I mean, if you're a team and Sam Hubbard's has the second most sacks on your team, that's not his fault. He's not a pass rusher at heart. That's on the Bengals for not getting another pass rusher brought in.
well,
I mean,
I think Murphy's their man now. So just got to give him more playing time.
Yeah, I mean, you got to scheme him in there.
I mean, you could even have Hubbard down and then stand Murphy up on the edge and see what happens.
Honestly, I wouldn't be mad scrapping the whole like what we run and just trying new stuff, all new stuff. Like with the personnel we got, change it up, man. You don't have to stick with what we got. I mean,
Yeah, it's
we
time
have
for-
talent.
time
We
for
also-
Luke to cook.
We also can't forget how bad our linebacking core has been.
Yeah,
I mean, Wilson and Pratt have been
They both got paid.
abysmal.
Like, we got paid.
they both
It's
took a step back for sure.
time to take a step.
It sucks to see that because I love them both, but
And it seemed like Lou stopped with stopped blitzing.
Yeah, you saw one really good Dax Hill blitz, and then it just didn't see it again.
Yeah.
Or if he did blitz, the ball's gone before you can even get there.
It seemed like offenses knew what we were running on defense most of the time.
Yeah.
Just dicing this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of holes to be fixed, but
Just sucks to see.
yeah, and we still have another game left. We still have the Browns. They're probably sitting most of their starters because they've already clinched a playoff spot.
Means nothing for either team.
Yeah.
Pride.
Means one thing for the Bengals, not going over in the division.
Yeah, I was gonna say 1 win in the division, baby.
Yeah,
That's all we need.
And they'd be over 500.
T and Jamar are day to day, so if they're not a go, then it'd be nice to see Yoshi and Charlie Jones get those reps and hopefully see what they can do.
Yeah.
It'd be a good game for him.
Be cool to see Chase Brown just get the RB1 reps too, kind of see
Yeah.
what he could do on a full workload. I think that's what. I mean, obviously you want to win the game. You want your NFL players. You want to win, but as a fan and probably a coach, you probably want to see what you got like from guys that you didn't see a lot of playing time this year who are going to be key contributors next year.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to see what they got.
Like Murphy, he should play a lot. Charlie Jones should play a lot. Chase Brown should play a lot. Osai should play a lot. Guys that are going to be on the team next year.
Or you want to.
And you're anticipating big roles. Like that's I feel like that's what you got to do. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we might run offensive one and defensive one out there all game.
And hopefully Trey Hendrickson can get the sack crown
Yes, please.
this week.
That would be sweet.
I think they'll definitely keep
That's actually
Hendrickson
crazy.
out there if anything.
Yeah.
Get the hat trick for a 20-piece. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
There's really not much to talk about with this Browns preview just because, I mean, the season's
Yeah.
realistically over. And
You don't even know who we're gonna see.
yeah, we don't even
Just
yeah.
No injuries.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would suck to see like if somebody tears an ACL or something this week, like you're out. You're missing the beginning of next year,
Yeah.
right?
So hopefully we just come out
Be close. Yeah, be close. I
Healthy.
mean, 9 months.
yeah.
6 to 9 months.
of this game healthy, see what we got working for
It'd
the
be
off season.
stupid. It's like that game really meant nothing to us. Like
Is Browning starting?
yeah.
I didn't know how. Maybe we'll see McCarron.
I mean, I would start Browning too. That's
No, I'd start. I hope I don't have to see McCarron. That means something happened to Browning.
Well, I just meant like
You should see him out there.
Yeah, I mean, before we get into our favorite moments from this season, let's talk about like what holes do we have that need to be fixed. Going in the next year, I mean, depending on like who resigns and all that. I mean, right tackle, wide receiver,
yeah. Just going like if the season ended today and we didn't re-sign anybody back.
yeah,
yet.
defensive tackle,
interior pass rush. is
Tight
what we
end.
need.
tight end. I mean,
Tight
there's
end's
a lot.
huge.
There's some holes that need fixed.
I miss
Yeah.
Larry Ogunjobi.
I'd say on offense for me, I mean, if I hope we keep Chase Brown. I mean, him and Mixon. I think if we use them all year as a 1-2, would be a good duo. I would say probably another running back for competition in that room. I would say 1 or 2 more weapons, whether it be a receiver or tight end. Because I don't think he'll be injury prone his whole career if we bring him back. But when he's out, and Irwin and we got some other guys, I would like to see another kind of big playmaker, the ability to get open and create his own space, not schemed into it.
Yeah,
I think the mix of Yoshi and Charlie will be that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. But I mean, it's a big free agent wide receiver group. If we could get kind of a cheaper vet, that'd be nice.
If Boyd and Higgins leave,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like if the season ended
If
today,
we
they're
bring
not on
back
the team.
one, I don't think they'll sign anybody.
No, I agree. But if the season ended today, they're not on the team. So
Yeah.
on defense, there's a lot more holes than people would probably admit. Definitely pass rush though for me.
It's just because we're so like the last couple of years, it's a lot of the same names. So it's like we
Corner,
don't we
I mean,
don't
that's
like
a
want to
whole-
move on from them or say like that they need replaced because like these are the guys we've been watching. It's like DJ is Reader's might be gone, so you definitely got to replace that nose tackle like we've been saying. But even if we bring him back, I think you got to bring in somebody to rotate with BJ. Like when we had BJ and Larry that year, like mixed with
Yeah.
DJ Reader.
I know it's a
Or
quad
draft
injury,
somebody.
but
Or draft somebody that's.
They said he'd probably be on the pup to begin the.
so that already right there tells you definitely got to bring somebody in.
I mean, we still need like a true pass rushing defensive tackle that can really
Like a speed, like almost
that
more speed
that
than
can
power.
disrupt up the middle. Because I mean, it's not Zach Carter's not your answer, and Cam Sample's not your answer at
Yeah.
3 tech. And
Yeah.
so I've
I remember saying in the beginning of the year, like we thought we were gonna see big steps from Zach Carter and Osai.
I think we were just hopeful. I mean,
I truly thought like Zach Carter was gonna have like a bigger role.
I thought
this year.
Osai would have a lot bigger of a role than what he did this
Yeah,
year.
Like, they barely even like they don't even really touch it. They do now. Now that like DJ is out, and so now they really kind of rotate more. But
No, I would still like to see Cam Sample get chances at 3 tech because he got like a game where he played like a handful and then they just stopped playing him there.
Sample also has shown a lot of promise.
Well, I think it'd be tough for Sample to really get any playing time at any edge position, end position.
because Hendrickson's taken
What's
up.
Hubbard's contract?
He just got an extension. Last year?
Yeah, he's here for a while, I think.
I mean, they just extended him not too long ago. I don't
So that's what I'm saying. So somebody's like got to be cut or like
I
replaced.
mean, I'd let Awuzie walk, bring in another corner, draft another corner. I'd say probably bring in one from free
You think-
agency.
How high? Where do you draft a corner?
I don't. It really depends on what we do. I mean, there's a lot like in the
I
first
honestly
round. It's,
don't really truly think we need to draft one in like the first 3 rounds. Like,
I think
your
I'd just
number
sign
ones
one.
and 2 is CTB
Yeah,
and
probably just sign
DJ Turner and
If
Mike's
yeah,
gonna be their slot
at all,
guy.
you don't really worry
Because
about
you
the
have him
draft
for
yet
one
until
year.
the free agency's
agency.
over because we could fill a couple holes and then Brock Bowers might be there.
Let's say if you look at it now, right now there's going to be like a ton of holes if no one resigns.
Yeah.
He can't draft all those holes.
Yeah, you
right
got
away in
you
one
got to
year.
fill them with vets.
And I think
It's a good free agency too. Like there's
should
there's
be.
a lot of big names.
I don't know what the defensive tackle.
I mean,
free-
obviously
like,
Chris Jones, but
nah, that'd be nice.
I said Javon Kinlaw the other day because
Yeah,
I would
Kinlaw.
like to bring him in.
I just think the issue with the Bengals, like defensive line, is they don't rotate guys that much. I think their depth is also really not
slim.
that good.
It's slim, yeah.
Because it's a big drop off, I think, of talent between your starters and your.
Huge drop off.
And you look at like championship caliber teams. I mean, the Bengals were there the last 2 years, but 49ers, they have a deep D line room. Eagles, they have a deep D line room.
It's exactly what the Bengals
You
need,
know.
and I think moving guys around would help too. I think next year you go in with the idea that Sample can play anywhere.
I mean, you got to start to look at
He's still
coaching about it too. I mean, you look at the Eagles; they had the same players as last year, but their pass rush is significantly down compared to last year, and they've added Jalen Carter.
Yeah, I mean he's got 12 sacks.
Yeah, but their pass rush, like numbers statistically, they are
yeah.
way down from what they were last year.
Didn't they?
People are going for his job.
I don't know if they set a record or anything, but they had a lot of sacks last year. Like
Yeah.
as a team,
They
I know-
had a
I think it was
lot
like
of.
the most.
Oh yeah, I think
as a
they
team.
definitely have
Yeah.
the
broke
most.
the record.
I don't know if they broke it, but I knew they were on fire. But
I just think Lou needs to do something a little different with this team and rely less on coverage than
yeah,
pressure.
go get the quarterback.
Yeah, I think that was one of our biggest mistakes was just coverage. I mean, mostly because quarterbacks did have all the time in the world to throw the football, so obviously
Yeah.
coverage is going to break down.
Yep.
But that's why other than having Trey Hendrickson, who did we have the rush to quarterback? Nobody.
Should
So
have kept Boogie, bro. Boogie bash him. Should have kept him.
I was just.
See
I think
what
we
he
were all
had.
just kind of hoping the side
Might
took
as
that
well.
step,
Man,
but he
ball
didn't really get the
Tennessee.
time. I mean,
Should've
all
kept
good.
them.
back to the drawing board. I mean, you got all kinds of time to figure it out now.
It's what they need.
I mean-
I still think keeping the guys fresh is the biggest. I know they took Hendrickson out for a couple of plays to get him.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, you laugh,
Miles
but we
and somebody
were the
else
31st
rushing.
ranked defense, bro.
Yeah, they also saw something where they blame Brad Robbins on that because the defense did not have good starting field
That's
position.
I will say that's a little
punts.
fair.
Brad
yeah, we had the
Robbins.
worst punter in the league.
Did
so.
we? Did we draft another?
I'm thinking.
I don't know, man. I was
Never
like
draft one
before.
again,
I was like maybe give him another year, but I don't know, man. After seeing it, it's
It's like actually like a game.
he
like
never
thing, like it's,
he
like,
never improved at all.
kicking
during
and
the
punting
season.
is like a position you gotta be like.
Yeah, for a winning
critical
team,
with,
like that's a big piece.
Like-
Field position is huge.
He had a handful of punts scattered
You
that were
saw
like
in the AFC shift,
decent,
like-
and
Yeah.
that was it.
Like sadly, like Drew had a bad punt and like it was.
Well, it's like you see like flashes of these great punts, and you're like, oh, that's a great punt, and the next punt's 32 yards, and then you're like,
you could just sometimes always tell him like, yep, that's a crap punt.
Me and Jordan talked about the Iowa punter. And the dude had 88 punts this year. He punted a ton. There's a ton of punts you can watch on him. I don't know if he's gonna be like.
I want a boomer.
Dude, get
I
Alabama's
want
punter.
I want a boomer. I want a guy that will send the ball 70 yards.
Yeah, I don't care if you kick it high. Kick that thing 80. Yeah, kick it as
I
far
don't-
as you physically can.
If you look at the league, those are the best punters. You know, AJ Cole, Stonehouse, Townsend. I mean, you look at those guys; they can just
They boot it.
Those guys can also put it in the air for a long time too. They can keep it
you
up there.
just-
You just got to get.
Yeah.
maybe we wait a year and we get Mason Fletcher from UC. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's his name, Mason Fletcher. Their punter. UC,
Well,
get another
I
UC
think
punter.
they're going to give Brad another year.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Probably.
I think they bring in some
But
undrafted guy
next
to give
year,
them
if he's
competition.
not good, well, yeah,
Drew
like
Chrisman.
the preseason.
Drew Chrisman might as well.
I mean, why not?
I mean, he was
I
kind
feel
of
like
Is
I
he
feel like
still
I
taking
didn't yell at
calls
Drew
or what?
Chrisman on the TV as much as I did Brad Robbins on the TV this year.
no.
I mean, when you're, if he was an undrafted guy, we'd all be like, okay, he's undrafted, this and that. But when you draft a punter,
Yeah.
the expectations there. Not his fault, but like when you're drafted as a punter, you have the expectation.
I mean, on paper, he looked really good.
Well, he
did-
just forgot how to punt.
he was insane in
did.
college. I mean,
Yeah, he was really good in college. Barely any touchbacks.
I think it's just
and he
the,
was-
like-
The weather's
I
different.
think it's like a
the
mental thing.
weather's different. The stripes on the ball.
The stripes
Yeah.
on
That's
the
one of
ball.
the-
Hey, those college footballs are a lot different from NFL football. So
I know we've seen Simmons yell at him enough to where I think he
Dude.
just kind of lost the love
If you-
of football.
yeah,
That's
if
that's-
anyone
Once you
goes-
pointed that out, I was
Whenever
like,
you see that stuff, that's when I'm like, all right, Robbins could actually. lose his
anyone
job.
listening before
But-
the Browns game, watch the sidelines after a Brad Robbins punt. It's the funniest thing ever.
It's happened all year. Since the very first game, he would get yelled at every single home game that I saw.
you guys
I
can
didn't-
probably hear him from your seats.
No, not well. Probably I don't know. We could definitely put some words together. I'll tell you that.
You could see his face. You could see his face. You saw how he was reacting. It was
There'd be times where it looked like Brad Robbins would walk the complete opposite way of Simmons,
Yeah.
and then Simmons would walk probably 30 yards to go bitch at him. he would he would charge at him and then start screaming at him.
I think it's all on him though, if
And
Robbins
then-
stays or not.
If you watch him pregame, Robbins punting, sometimes like you'll see like Simmons like go up and talk to him.
That'd be
and
so
then-
funny.
Or you see like after the punt
It's
during the
just every
game,
punt,
Simmons is
he's
like that. It's like, what the hell moments is what you can call them.
Like punting is actually like a critical, like we said earlier, like on the like we realized that a lot with last year, and we thought we were getting a guy with Brad, and it's just he hasn't lived up to the hype.
I like to never punt ever if I could.
Yeah,
But there's times where you have to, and
Yeah, you need to be a weapon, not a liability.
yeah. The only issue is he can only punt from like the 50 to like the 40, and that's if you're past the 40-yard line, just give him the ball at the 50, I think, and
Just throw a
Just play.
deep pass and hope they pick it.
yeah, that's what you have to do. It's just I don't know what his problem is, but I know I looked at some punters in this upcoming draft. I don't really think I saw any that I really liked.
No, like standouts.
No, not really. I mean, I'm trying to look for guys that just kill the ball. You know, they average like 50-something yards a punt, but I don't know. They go to the combine, they punt there. I just find the guy that can punt it the furthest and be like, hey, you want to be a Bengal?
I'm glad like this team played their heart out and played to win and all that, but we kind of screwed ourselves with draft positioning. Now we're at what pick 16,
16.
and
16.
it's
well, we knew we weren't winning the Super Bowl.
I mean,
so,
that's still an okay pick though. Like you're gonna get a stud at 16.
I mean, if we lose, we'll probably get higher.
I mean, I think we're probably locked in at like 12 to 16 though. I would say.
Well, there's a difference between 12 and 16.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen some guys to win out, and
But I
said-
doubt 12. It's probably like 14, 16.
I mean, there's a lot of teams I think with like 7 or 8 wins, 7 or 8 wins.
so we got the whole NFC South.
That's true.
Every single one of them are
Except
7
for
and
the
8.
Panthers, bro. No,
It's true.
Bucks are 8 and 8. They just have to win, and they win the division.
Yeah, they're all around that below double-digit win mark.
Yeah.
But let's just get into our favorite moments and stop.
Reminiscent.
Yeah, we'll start reminiscing with our favorite moments from the season. My favorite moment, I'm just gonna go probably with the whole 49ers game.
It's a good one.
That game in the Bills game was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was just kind of gonna go with that like little win streak we went on. The 4 games and then Burrow got hurt. Oh, lost to the Texans and then Burrow got hurt. But
That Texans game was still a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
that Texans
we
game
were
was
still,
a lot
like,
of fun.
we should have won it. But I mean, from that rough start we had, and then rattling off all those wins to being like we're back. Like
Yeah.
okay, lose to the Texans, it's okay. It sucks, but then we had the Ravens, and we looked good coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that whole stretch to me was probably my favorite part of the season, just because Burrow was shutting up the naysayers, like he has the last 2 years, but it just went. Injuries just derailed it. But man, we look good. Burrow and Jamar were back to being like a top 3 duo in the league. The defense actually didn't. Against the Bills and the Niners looked good. It just injuries suck, but that would be my favorite moment probably. That stretch of the best football we played all year probably.
Yeah.
I really don't know mine. I've been trying to think of one. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it was a great season, but it's just
Yeah, if Trey wins the sack crown, that'll be my favorite moment.
Yeah.
That'd easily be mine too. I'm just gonna say mine. Probably Charlie Jones' punt return.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a good. That was
Came in a loss, but
that
it
was
still.
the first touchdown of the year. No, not year. Well, it was like
That was our first touchdown.
it was. That's
Yeah.
what I thought it was, because
Oh.
it was like we hadn't scored a touchdown yet, and then Charlie Jones.
Oh yeah, because we didn't score week
when the
1.
refs threw the flags and they had to go
Yeah.
talk about it for 5 minutes, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, there's no
That's a
penalty.
theme this year.
My favorite,
a
my
good
favorite play was probably in the Texans game when Joe Burrow,
Rolling left.
rolling to his opposite side and throwing it deep to Jamar. That was a
Flicked it.
really good throw.
Just flicked it.
That was dirty.
I'd say that whole stretch, like if Burrow didn't get hurt, man, this team was. You're riding high.
Playoff run, yeah, but Super Bowl probably not. It's just our defense just wasn't.
Yeah, it's a pretty wide
Fit.
open year though. That's what sucks, but
Yeah.
Yeah, the AFC was wide open. Like with Burrow, we could have.
yeah,
the defense could have stepped up in the playoffs. Like, it seemed like in the playoffs or like in big games, they actually step up and play
As
well.
long as you don't have to punt.
As long as we don't have
We
to
don't
punt.
punt.
No punting in games. You don't have anything, Colton?
Huh? No, I really can't think of one.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just move on to our new recent news that I'm sure you guys have seen on Twitter with Dead Threads. We're now promoting them. If you use our code Cincy Stripes on Dead Threads, you do get 10% off your order, which is awesome. They got some great shirts. College football, basketball.
I'm gonna order one soon.
They have an Ellie
Yeah.
De La Cruz shirt that's pretty fire.
That looks sick.
I just ordered that one last night.
Yeah,
I think that one's sick.
yeah. Once we all get gear, we'll
Yeah.
throw it on and shout them out more. But
Definitely going to be posting a lot of like Dead Threads material on Twitter. Really appreciative of them for allowing us to be brand ambassadors and
Yeah.
share their content and
yeah, hopefully we can help them grow.
help them grow, help us grow. So shout out to Dead Threads. Make sure to check out their website and use code Cincy Stripes.
For sure.
All right, and then Colton's segment right here.
All right. So I was cooking something up. I was like, I'll make something. I'm calling it, what are the odds? So the first 3 are going to be Bengals related, and you're just going to give your personal percentage of what.
Just out of 100.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the last 3 will be just NFL related.
Cool.
So the first one is it's a 2-parter. That what are the odds that Jonah or T stays percentage-wise? Like each one, like what's your percentage for Jonah and what's your percentage for T?
T, I would say probably 80.
Ooh, high on T.
Jonah, I would say probably somewhere in the 70s. I think a little bit lower because I think no matter what, T will get tagged. I think they're going to offer Jonah money, but I could see another team offering
Tag's
him more.
expensive.
Yeah, but I
Take
think
one more
I
year,
think they're
T.
going to take him one more year no matter what. Jonah, personally, I think that they're gonna try to keep him, but if another team offers him more money, I think we might draft another tackle. That's just my opinion.
For Jonah, I'm going to sit around 80. He really started to 80 to 90. He really started to embody this team and embrace his right tackle role with us and really start to really love his role here. So I think I'm confident with him staying, and I'm confident in us to kind of give him the money to stay. T, I'm sitting around 60, 70, truthfully, just because it's like another Marvin Jones situation. He probably wants to be number 1 somewhere. He probably wants number 1 money, and his agent's a dickhead. So
That is the kicker. His agent sucks.
and I don't know how I feel about the tag. That's a lot of money against your cap that you could use.
Bengals don't usually like to do that. So.
I mean, we franchise
I mean,
tag.
the franchise tag it is.
I think Jesse Bates kind of ruined it for T. Higgins because we franchise tagged Jesse Bates, and he came in with his worst performance yet.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where I'm sitting with it.
I think there's 100% chance Jonah Williams stays.
Oh. Man's confident.
I'm very confident about Jonah Williams staying. But for T, I don't think the Bengals will tag him. It is a lot of money. I have T like a 20% chance of staying.
Dang.
It's low.
So you
I-
pretty
it's-
much think he's gone.
It's his agent. I think his agent's going to be like, bro,
Yeah,
you can
he-
get more money somewhere else. And you probably go to like Houston or something. And
Yeah.
that's a great spot now. That's where I think a lot of people want to go.
What are the odds we see a new starter or a highly rotation with at the end for Hubbard's spot next year?
I think 90%. I think they're either going to try to bring in somebody or they're going to draft somebody in the first three rounds.
I'll go 95%.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to try to bring somebody in or draft.
But then if they
somebody high.
draft somebody high, then if you're Miles Murphy, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. I mean,
I think we just see me. I think we see more Miles Murphy next year. That's just where I'm going to
I
sit
think we
with
see
it.
him taking over for Hendrickson on some snaps.
No, I think him and Hendrickson are going to start on opposite of the other.
I think they should to begin with.
I mean, obviously our run defense sucked anyways. So what's the point of having Hubbard out there?
He's one of the better run guys we have on the line.
Didn't really do anything this year. He
That's
was
why I'm
virtually
asking.
nothing. He was a void out there.
Man was the Ravens.
Everyone on that
I was telling him he should put on about 20 pounds and just become a D tackle.
Yeah,
I would say he should kick him in.
I
put him
mean,
at nose tackle.
Run a
Not nose tackle,
run a
but
four-man
D tackle, three
run
tag.
a four-man line. And
Be like, Hubbard, you either got to do this or you're fucking losing your job, buddy.
Can you remember a play where you're like, "Oh, nice stop, Hubbard"?
Yeah, and,
No, not this year.
I mean, there probably was, bro. But he has his moments.
Yeah, his 7 sacks.
Oh.
yeah,
I don't recall him, but he has 7 sacks apparently.
What are the odds we bring in a new offensive coordinator? I know it's not
40.
going to happen, but
30.
something. I feel like something would have to change. I know.
My hope
yeah, that's
is
what I thought.
high, but
My hope is 100.
But
realistically, I would
probably
say
like
probably like
20%.
50-50 shot.
All right, for the end.
Coin-
sorry,
coin flip.
You didn't even give your answer.
I didn't get my answer to the last one either.
You're going kind of quick.
Oh, sorry.
They rotate with Hubbard. 10% chance. I think they love Hubbard too much.
Yeah, and they extended him.
And on the last one, probably 0% chance. I think he's going to stay.
Yeah.
I don't think any team's going to want to hire him.
So doesn't mean you can't
Stay.
fire him. Oh, Roman.
I don't think they would though. I think
They
exactly-
won't.
He
Bengals
could-
aren't going to fire him.
They love
Patriots could get him.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, right.
Give us some guy out of college, bro.
You give us a new face.
Yeah, just
It'd be
somebody
Dan,
new.
It'd be Dan Pitcher. That's who it's going to be. Zach loves him.
Lincoln Riley come back.
All right. What are the odds Justin Fields is in a different uniform next year?
If you would ask me this week 100, but now I would say like 5%. I think the Bears keep him.
I think the Bears are sticking.
Now that they're keeping Eberflus.
I'll go 40%. I'll go 40% that he's in a different uniform just because they're sticking with Eberflus, which I think is a mistake on their part anyways. But
I'm going to give it 0%. I think he stays in Chicago.
I think the team wants him. That's a big difference. Like if the team was like, it's the quarterback play with this and that, but the team is all like, he's our quarterback. DJ Moore's like, he's him. Like I want him. That's a big thing I think for the team.
What are the odds Harbaugh returns to the NFL?
70.
Man signed a new agent or something.
Yeah, I'd say like
Same guy as
75,
Brady's agent.
75%. I mean,
Man's gonna
a
get
lot
that.
of big market openings.
So that or you got that 10-year deal with Michigan.
Michigan,
on the table.
yeah. I think if he wins the Natty, it's like, okay, what else
He's
do I need?
going out.
What do I need to prove, really? I mean,
That's a very good point. He probably he's probably just wanting to win a natty, and then
that's very.
If he wins the Natty, 90%.
That's really respectable. I mean, you win a Natty, you beat Ohio State 3 times. Like,
That's what I'm saying. If he wins the Natty, 90, then 95%. If he loses the Natty, 70, 75%.
and like this team too. Like he's,
How
kind of
many
ran the gauntlet.
My
with
thing
them.
is,
Yeah.
how many times are we going to go through this? Like, is Harbaugh going to return to the NFL?
Well,
Like,
when you're
This is the
Does
serious
he-
it's
does
been,
he-
though.
doesn't he just keep signing new contracts?
well, when he first got to Michigan, I don't know how many years it was. He couldn't beat Ohio State, and Michigan was like, "Dude, we're gonna fire you." He finally did it. Went to the college football playoff and kept losing, but they were like, "You're making the college football playoff," so they offered him that 10-year deal. Well, now he's about to win. He might win the Natty. I mean, and there's a lot of big market coaching options in the NFL. I mean, I think it goes back to the NFL. That's everybody's kind of, like, especially for him, I think, because he was a good NFL coach. Like, why wouldn't you try another stab at it?
Good point. I'm with Jordan. 70. if he loses 90, if he wins.
What are the odds Belichick is coaching somewhere new?
100.
You think so?
He's either coaching somewhere or retiring. I mean,
They still hadn't had their meeting. Him and Robert Kraft.
I mean, why would you want? Belichick's pretty prideful. I mean, I feel like.
What's the point of keeping him?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think he's gone or he's retired. He's gonna coach somewhere else or he's retiring.
Him and his son.
I think he retires at the end of this season.
His son stays on the staff.
I think he's just done.
Tells his dad everything.
I mean, it's not really his. I mean, that team's not good.
No.
I don't think he's going to retire.
You don't think so?
What else does he have?
Go to the
Him
Chargers.
and his girlfriend just broke up.
Go to the Chargers.
So, I mean, it's not like he has, like, a family to, like,
He can go be a GM, and I'd feel bad for that team.
Yeah,
And
talk
that
about,
was
talk about a
one of the-
military ran team.
That was what are the odds?
Okay. Get into a playoff picture here. Who do we keep it short and sweet? Who do we got winning the Super Bowl?
I think it's Ravens and Niners still. I think I posted a YouTube short. The
Um,
two of the best full complete teams.
I'm taking.
As long as Lamar stays healthy.
Might be a hater,
Isn't
but
Purdy hurt or is he fine?
no, he's fine.
Oh.
At least I don't think he's hurt.
I haven't heard anything.
All right, cool.
I mean, it might be a hater to say this, but I think the Niners. I think the Ravens,
Well, I
Are
think
hot.
they make it, but I think the Niners won it.
but I think the Niners
They
win.
think-
the Ravens spanked them.
I think they
right?
both make
they
it, but I
beat
do
'em.
think the Niners win.
But I
Niners are
think
going to have an easier path. I mean,
the
especially if
Eagles-
the Bills make it, because then they'll have to play.
Eagles
the Ravens will have to
fall
play the
into
Chiefs
fi-
and the Bills.
Eagles fall into the
eventually.
5 seed, gonna play the Bucks, bro.
That's kind of a helpful for them. I mean,
That's what I say.
I don't know. I could see the Ravens losing.
Ravens are
playoffs.
1 seed. I gotta see who at the
But again, I can't find a team in the playoffs that's going to beat them in the AFC.
the Chiefs are locked in
Browns?
at the 3 seed apparently, so that's why Patty's not playing this
I
weekend.
mean, the
So-
Ravens should run. The AFC.
2 plays the
Should.
7, 3 plays.
You
6.
got Eric. You got.
Dang, so it's gonna be Chiefs Dolphins, unless unless it's gonna be Chiefs Bills or Chiefs
Dolphins are frauds.
It's gonna be Chiefs Dolphins
so
or Chiefs
fraudulent.
Bills. That's a great first. Matt Mahomes is gonna have to see either like Tyreek and Tua or Josh and the boys first round.
It's gonna be a tough one. I want to say the Niners too. I feel like they play the Ravens again. They're not gonna lose again.
I mean, if you watch, obviously we watched that game. I mean, yeah, he threw 4 picks, but 2 or 3 of them were off tips. Like, he's not gonna do that again. Like, and short field positions for the Ravens.
And Shanahan's way too smart.
Like, it'll be a lot closer. I do think the Ravens can win the Super Bowl, but my pick's the Niners.
I go with the Niners.
So everybody's got the Niners.
Yeah. Mostly because we have to.
Yeah, right. I'm not saying the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable saying them.
Well, it's also like we haven't seen Lamar perform in the playoffs yet.
100%.
So, I mean, he does have to get past that divisional round. After I see that and see who they play in the divisional round, then
Ravens are gonna have a choke moment in the playoffs.
it could. Could completely.
So who were the lower seeds again
And what?
in the AFC? The
Uh,
Texans,
Browns. I mean, it's kind of still a toss-up.
Browns are the 5.
I think the Colts are technically the 7 seed right now.
They're playing. Oh, the Browns are gonna win the first
Yeah,
round.
the Colts beat the
But I think
Ravens earlier in the year.
I think if the Texans win, they're in.
Steelers win and Texans win. Steelers win, and I think if Houston wins, I think Steelers are in.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
Scenario's weird.
Yeah, you can't really ever
Yeah.
pitch that, but that's kind of just the beauty of it.
I just have a gut feeling it might be Buffalo's year.
If they get in, I mean,
I might put money on Buffalo to win right now. When we get
if you do that, they're not going to win.
then good.
I'm going to throw all my
I
money
don't want
on
them
the
to win.
Ravens to win the Super Bowl.
I don't want the Bills to win.
Oh man,
I don't want anyone to win but the Bengals.
It is kind of weird, like because now the Bengals have been in the playoffs the last couple of years. Like they won't be this year.
Yeah.
So like,
That's just back to good old watching football.
let's go Lions
That's good. That who you're rooting for?
in the NFC. Yeah, I mean, why not? Dan Campbell. It's kind of funny.
Fun guy.
Yeah.
I root for the Lions, and then after that,
And then the AFC, if the Texans get in, I'm rooting for the Texans.
yeah.
Go Pack, go. if they win.
Get out of here,
I'm
bro.
just kidding.
If the Buccaneers make it,
Yeah,
Shake and
Baker.
bake, baby.
man, I'm rooting. I'm all
You're a
Buccaneers,
Baker
dude.
boy.
I'm all Buccaneers.
You are a Baker
Mike,
boy.
baby, big Mike.
You are a Baker boy.
I love that guy.
Browns messed up getting rid of him.
Imagine Baker with the Browns defense. That'd be crazy. Who had bust years?
A couple teams. I mean,
Bengals.
Are we going teams or players?
both. I mean, you kind of say whoever you want. I mean, teams, definitely the Bengals. I mean, the Jets.
Jets for sure.
I mean, Rodgers got hurt, but, like, even their defense was not
Chargers
as like,
for sure.
dominant as, like, everybody kind of thought.
5-11 Chargers.
The Chiefs receivers.
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney, bust year.
Quentin Johnston as a
Yeah.
rookie.
100% a bust.
Dalvin Cook.
Tyreek didn't get 2K, bro.
Yeah, he's a bust.
I said bust years.
I know. That's what I'm saying, bust year.
Would you put Bryce Young on there? No.
Yes, I would, but people are gonna be haters.
Let me go look at his actual stats real quick.
You can't look at his stats though, just because he was on the Panthers.
I want to look at him.
I
That's
wanted-
what people say.
I want to see
I want
his
to
actual
say
stats.
yes,
Didn't they
but
draft, like, a
that team was
dog
abysmal.
left tackle?
Yeah, it was a horrible.
Listen,
situation.
I can't blame
Is he
him.
not good?
Adam Thielen did have 1,000 yards for them.
Oh, Mingo, their other receiver, I think.
Oh,
He had a bust
he
year.
can't get he can't get 100 yards.
Miles Sanders had a bust year.
Me and Chestnut had
Yeah.
a bet that he wouldn't get
Deshaun
500
Watson.
yards.
So
Deshaun Watson had a bust year.
Bryce Young's stats as of right now are 2,700 yards, 11 touchdowns, 10 picks,
Oh my God!
a QBR of.
Number
you guys
one
wanna guess?
overall pick.
Yeah, I do.
46.
38.
33.4.
Oh, well.
So
Oh my God! Number one.
he did
pick.
show flashes, but I agree. They didn't have like what he needs. He needs fast, speedy receivers.
Better coaching.
Just a bit. Just a new
Well,
team.
I mean,
maybe.
I don't even blame
I'm a
Frank
big
Reich, bro.
Reich guy.
Yeah, I don't
I'm a
even.
big Frank Reich guy. May want Stroud anyway.
Yeah, I mean, exact. So I mean, yeah, I blame coaching.
That is tough. Could you imagine like he's just like in the facility like watching like the live viewing of the interviews and he's just like,
Who had boom years?
I mean,
Puka.
Tyreek,
I didn't even know.
CJ.
I didn't even know that guy's name.
Stroud.
CeeDee Lamb,
CD Lamb.
What's that
Dak.
Cam
Kyron.
Britt?
Dak.
Oh, a boom year for a team, the Rams. I mean,
Yeah.
2 fifth-round picks are carrying their offense.
Ooh, bust year, Patriots. You gotta add him in there.
And
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp started out hurt too. So
Yeah,
they were
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
that's why- that's
Puka
why
and Kyron are 2 fifth-round picks.
Oh, Jordan Love for boom.
Oh yeah, for
Kinda.
sure.
Kind of Justin Fields.
Ju-
Kind
yeah,
of.
there, here and there.
I hate to say it, but as of recently, George Pickens. I mean, he's like top
That was
12.
I don't know
against
how
the
he got
Bengals.
1,000
I know,
yards.
he
He's
got
over
like
1,000
146.
with
Don't know how either, but he did.
all those quarterbacks. I'm saying like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and him not getting thrown the ball by Kenny Pickett.
And then
He's only got like 56 receptions too.
He has 1,000 yards, which
Yeah,
is
insane.
crazy.
That Bengals game helped out a lot.
Yeah.
D Hop.
D Hop had a boom year.
Uh,
I don't
Nah,
know. I don't know where to
I'm
put
not.
Will Levis at.
I'm putting him at
Yeah, I put him at eh.
I would say the
had
expectations
that
for him.
flash.
Nobody. I mean, I wouldn't have expected him to get 1,000 yards in Tennessee this year. But
I think you put Josh Dobbs on both.
He's our first bust and boom player.
Cardinal Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, Cardinals
Boom.
Josh Dobbs compared to
Vikings.
Vikings Josh
Early,
Dobbs.
first game Viking, boom.
The,
After that, bust.
the Raiders, I would say, had a boom year.
After they fired
McDaniels,
McDaniels,
yeah.
boom.
Yeah. What's your meme team of the year?
Meme team.
I got to go with the Broncos.
Oh, easily the
They've been the meme
Broncos.
team the
And
last
they're-
2
dude,
years.
Russ
Dude.
is getting messed.
You win 5 straight. You're like what 6-2 in your last 8, and
Dude, they
you
can
bench
still make,
Russell
they
Wilson.
Can still make the playoffs.
They don't want to pay him.
They can still make the
But
playoffs.
my thing is like,
Can they?
who are you gonna get that's better? You don't have.
They're
to
not
pick.
eliminated,
No.
are they? Are the Broncos
No,
eliminated?
I don't think they're eliminated.
No, they can still win.
It's
still make the
it's
playoffs.
like
If they beat
who's
the
their
Chiefs,
backup? Oh my god, it's like
or
hey,
not if they beat the Chiefs. If the Chiefs lose,
it's like hey, go lead
or
us to the
something like
playoffs.
that, like they can still make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure.
The backup comes in and wins the one game, and then he's playing
I'll
the
look-
playoffs because
I'll
Russ doesn't want to
verify
play
that real quick.
anymore.
If they
I
can
wouldn't
still make
if
the
I was
playoff,
them.
that's wild to me.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
Chiefs.
what I'm saying. Oh,
No,
they're
they are
eliminated.
eliminated.
Chiefs would be a
Oh
good
my
mean
God.
team.
That's
The
what I
receivers,
said. I would've
just how
shit my
everything
pants.
went.
Because it's like they're trusting the backup to go lead them to the
How can
playoffs.
you not say the Chiefs are the meme team? You got Kadarius Toney's goofy ass. You got MVS dropping
Knows
everything. You
Brown
got Kadarius
Bill.
Toney dropping everything.
I'm
You got
pretty
Travis
sure
Kelsey dating Taylor Swift.
And he
You got
started
Patrick
sucking.
Mahomes crying about everything.
He was good before he started dating her. Now he's been
Well, you could
doggy
say the-
since. He has 1 touchdown since.
I mean, you
they
can't say he's
started
doggy.
doing this
He's got like, I mean, I think he's right at 1,000 or
thing.
over
He's still
1,000
got
yards.
like
I mean, that's
1,000. But
I never said Travis Kelsey was bad. I just said he's dating Taylor Swift.
and I said he started playing doggy, like doggy.
for that 7 slot. It's gonna be whoever wins that Titan or Texans
And it's on prime
Colts games.
time. It's on prime time. On
Win,
Saturday.
winning in for both those
There's
teams
Saturday games again this weekend.
because there's no Thursday night.
Oh, there's no Thursday night. I was so excited for tomorrow.
I don't think there's Thursday
Not
night.
anymore.
I think.
I think you can almost put the Bills up there.
Yeah, because
Dermot talking about
they're gonna end up
9/11.
winning. the-
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
They're gonna end up the 2
He
seed.
can be the
Yeah,
head
that's
coach
it.
of the
They
The
end
meeting.
up-
DeMar
they
Hamlin
somehow end up the
ambulance
2 seed.
that popped off on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
Thursday
that
night game.
Sean McDermott 9/11 thing really popped off. And that
Wild.
was hilarious. Some of the memes I saw.
And then firing their OC just to hire a guy that does like the exact same thing.
I mean,
They started winning.
scapegoat, man. That's
Oh, he
that's the
definitely
NFL.
Award races, MVP.
Sadly, I got Lamar.
Yeah, I think Lamar will win it, but I think CMC was more valuable to the Niners, just personally.
I'll
I
say
think so.
I'll say he was more valuable to the Niners.
Because I mean, he opens up a
I
lot
wish
for
it would
Brock.
be a year
Like
for
he,
like CMC to win it, but
Love to see Tyreek Hill
yeah, I
win
mean,
it.
2,000 all-purpose yards, stuff to do. 22 touchdowns.
This is a quarterback award, though. So
Yeah, no, I mean, and Lamar deserves it. I'm not saying he doesn't. I just think CMC this year was the MVP.
yeah.
Way more valuable.
Defensive Player of the Year.
The dark horse, Trey Henderson. No, I think it's honestly a toss-up. I mean, you could go Deron Bland just because
It's gonna be bland because
Max
of the pick
Crosby.
sixes.
I like Max Crosby.
I do too. He has a lot of pressures too. Like,
Max Crosby has a lot of tackles, a lot of pressures.
but who I think will win it probably Myles Garrett. If you're looking at like, you know,
I'm
the
tired
sports
of Myles
books.
Garrett and TJ Watt winning.
But
TJ Watt's not up there for me. He's like 15th in pressure rate.
he just gets sacks. That's
Yeah.
really. I mean, he does get tackles, but it's just
His name just gets him up there.
He's a great player.
yeah. When you have 17 sacks, you're gonna be in the combo.
Was it Offensive Rookie of the Year? Probably Puka
Yeah,
Nacua.
Puka.
Puka. Now, I do think it's probably one of the closest. If Stroud didn't miss 2 games, you know, he'd already be over 4,000 yards, probably around 30 touchdowns, like 27 touchdowns, because he's got 21 now. But it'd be a lot closer. But I mean, Puka's gonna have like over 1,500 yards. Like that's insane as a rookie. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Honestly, probably Jalen Carter.
Yeah, it's between,
I think, yeah,
it's
12
between him
sacks.
and who.
Yeah, he's got 12 sacks,
Yeah, 12 sacks as a rookie. That's coming from the interior.
and he's physical. Like I mean, he's a big dude.
He's big,
Like,
yeah.
and
He's-
you can tell. Like I think all year he's kind of played with that chip of like you guys let me slip way too far. Like he probably should have been like a top 4 pick.
Well, we had that incident before the
He
draft.
didn't hustle, bro. Come on. Yeah, well, the car thing.
Yeah, the card.
Yeah.
Man's a grown man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff kind of like always makes me laugh, like because like there's character issues, but I mean when they're 20-year-old, 21-year-old guys, like that can change.
Yeah, they're gonna grow out of
Like
it.
that's probably some of their first times having that much money. I don't know what I would do with that much money. Like the dude's a freak athlete and he's a stud. Like Eagles got him at a steal.
Kobe Turner, man, he's another player for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
3rd round pick, had 9 sacks this year.
I think if Battle would have played all season as a starter, he could have been in the combo
Yeah.
because he would have been way up there in tackles. Like he would have.
Yeah, he would have had a lot of
would have had
tackles.
a lot of tackles.
Might have added a pick or two.
Yeah, he would have had a lot of tackles. Like, he probably would have led the Bengals in tackles.
Comeback Player of the Year, going to be DeMar Hamlin.
But I think
From like a
Flacco or Baker.
from a football aspect, as in bad last year, good this year. Yeah, Flacco. Flacco was pretty bad with the Jets. but he's been balling out this year.
Did you see his projected stats if you played every game? It was 40 touchdowns, 30 picks.
Oh my God.
But Baker's right there too. Baker had an amazing year, under the radar, amazing year.
So
I wonder if he's a high replacement for the NFC, because the NFC's kind of
I mean, he should definitely be up there. I got a question for you guys. I know award races, they're regular season awards, but I always think the playoffs should really matter. For the award,
kind of like the NBA.
Like they say, it doesn't go into account, but in my opinion, that's when MVP.
Super Bowl MVP does.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's when. Well, yeah, it's just Super Bowl MVP. But I'm saying the MVP, that's when they should really become the MVP. When you're in the playoffs, that's when you want your most valuable player to really be that guy. If they fold in the playoffs, I really don't care how good your regular season was. To me, you just showed me that you're really not the most valuable player.
Super Bowl MVP does.
Yeah, it's the Super Bowl. I don't know. That's kind of my take on it. I know it's a regular season award. I just kind of wish they would change that. But
Playoff MVP. Add more awards. Why not?
nah, I don't think that. I just think I get it because some guys won't even make the playoffs.
Make the Pro Bowl mean something. You know,
Yeah, they play dodgeball. That's pretty cool.
I get it's fun and all, but these players obviously get selected on their play and all that. Make them compete, not in silly games.
They got a 7-on-7.
I like the quarterback one, the
They bring
target
that back.
challenge. I think that's pretty cool.
They should bring back longest throw too.
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely need to bring that back.
Trying to see some.
Why? So Justin Herbert can win it every year?
Maybe there might be some other guy who.
Well, sorry, Bengals fans, and sorry to us. Burrow's never winning that award.
I don't know. He might have a perfect.
Well, he can win
day.
the accuracy one.
Oh, the accuracy one, yeah. I'm saying longest throw though. That's.
I mean, Peyton won it one year, I think. Nobody thought he could have a deep ball,
I don't know who he was playing against.
or at least he was close.
Third against Palmer.
That's fair. But yeah, that's all I really had for awards though. I kind of just coach of the year, last one.
Ooh.
Well,
We did say if Zach made the playoffs with this team, Zach, but did not make the playoffs.
I'm going
Here.
Stefanski or D'Amico.
Definitely Stefanski. I'll just go with Stefanski.
I feel like D'Amico,
Yeah.
because no one had high hopes on Houston.
Especially if they win the division.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine the Jaguars? Oh my God.
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
If they lose, don't they? They're not even in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jags.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be the winner of the. Well, maybe it's a lot can happen because if the Steelers win.
How wild would that be?
Little bust year, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, yeah,
8-3, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot of scenarios that can
I've never
happen.
seen this video of Trevor Lawrence and them hyping him up.
But whoever wins the Colts and Texans game gets an automatic spot though.
All right. To wrap up the episode, I wanted to do something fun with the draft coming up. I wanted to do wanted us to pick the top 5 picks in the draft. Who do we got going where?
Yeah.
First top 5.
Do you just want to go your first, his first?
Yeah,
well,
we'll go around our first. So my first pick, I have the Patriots trading up to 1 with Chicago to get Drake May. I do think their new head coach is going to be aggressive and is going to want to get their quarterback settled quickly. And I do think they're going to want a stronger arm quarterback. Not stronger arm, but
just a big physical quarterback.
yeah. Especially in a division with Josh Allen.
Yeah, in a cold environment.
That's what I mean.
Didn't
Caleb
we
Williams
have the
played in.
argument
Huh?
Them was it not me and all of you guys, or was it just me and Gary that
we've been watching a lot more film though.
Caleb Williams? I said that I've been saying.
I do think Caleb Williams is better
fine.
than Drake May. Don't get me wrong.
And I said
But
he won't-
let's
I
not
said
forget
he
Alex
won't be
Leatherwood
the
was
first-
taken with the
that's why I said
17th
he won't
pick.
be the
So I
first
mean, I don't.
quarterback taken. Something's gonna happen.
My first pick. I also have the Pats trading up. I do think that they need a quarterback very very badly.
Yeah.
And I do think whoever they bring in, even if they keep Belichick, I think they're going to try to trade for that first pick. I have them taking Caleb Williams just because a couple of things. I think if you take him, there's no pressure because he's the surefire all season. He should be the number 1 quarterback taken. Kind of takes your pressure off there. You don't have to have like a home run on another guy, like a kind of like hopeful there.
Yeah.
Very talented guy. People worry probably about his his personal life and like his ability to lead. But I think the Patriots do have a really good franchise and history, and they don't really have to develop him. Like I
Yeah.
think they do struggle with developing quarterbacks.
I think May, Williams, Penix, those guys they're ready.
Yeah. That's just why I took Caleb's over Drake May. But
So mine, to be a little different, I said that Vegas is trading up to get Caleb Williams. Maybe in this hypothetical, John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh. I get confused. Jim Harbaugh
they're twins, so
becomes the head coach
not
of the
actually, are
Raiders, and he wants his quarterback with him as he's the new head coach of the Vegas Raiders.
Well, mine's the same as your guys's. I have the Patriots trading up to take Caleb Williams.
it's good.
I think the Pats are desperate, and they can't go another year with Mac Jones. So you trade up, you get yourself the guy, and hopefully you can turn everything around and be a lot better than this year.
And so for the second pick,
Sorry, I was on Twitter.
There you go. I have Washington taking Drake May. I think they're obviously going to go quarterback. They ain't worried about trading up to maybe get Caleb Williams because they're just going to take whoever they don't take. And I think we all kind of have the same logic with this.
We do. I think we all have
Yeah.
the same logic when it comes to that. Besides
yeah.
Eric.
Besides me,
I do think I had him taking Drake May too. I think somehow like they were really really hopeful on him early, but I think more film got out on him. Like he's just not he's not a starter.
He's very indecisive with throws and really.
Yeah, he's just
Now I do have Washington taking Caleb Williams obviously because they're not getting Drake May, but I think Eric Bieniemy as their head coach, if that does happen, Caleb Williams is the closest to Mahomes' style.
100%.
So I feel like that'd be the best fit for Caleb Williams and for Eric.
He would ball with
Yeah.
Bieniemy.
Eric has a different take at the second pick though.
I still think Eric Bieniemy becomes the head coach of Washington, but I think he's okay with picking it too. Either Caleb Williams falls to him or he doesn't. But I have them taking Michael Penix Jr. I mean, dude balled out against Texas.
He didn't miss a throw.
No, I think that's what's really going to save him is that he's on a good
We'll
team.
see how he does against. Depending on how he does against Michigan, that will really shoot his draft stock.
Yeah, I think he's just great.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't have him going I have him going early. It's just I think his injury history, like 2 ACL tears in the same leg, is kind of.
He has 4 season-ending injuries, and
I think that kind of is going to.
last 2 years have been good though.
Yeah, no, he's been balling. I think if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a stud right away.
And at 3, I got Chicago. Trading back with the, so Pats can go to 1. They move back to 3. I think they're going to keep Justin Fields. Obviously, Justin Fields needs some help around him, so I got them going Marvin Harrison Jr. There's not a better prospect than him in this draft class. So, I think they take the best guy.
Yeah. I had him taking Marvin Harrison Jr. too. Best skill player in the draft.
Yeah, 100%.
Hands down. And why wouldn't you take him? Him and DJ Moore and I think Komet. That's a good trio. That's a really, really good trio.
With my third, I still have the Pats having the third pick, and I have them taking Jaden Daniels and getting their quarterback there with Jaden Daniels, and taking the franchise over there in New England.
I have the Bears
That'd
taking
be fun.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Like Jordan said, they're going to keep Fields another year, I believe. And you could use another good receiver to throw to.
This is where my draft kind of gets little. You're like, okay. At 4 with Arizona, I got them keeping their pick. Gannon said that Kyler's their franchise quarterback. Last year they drafted, Paris Johnson.
We all took that the same.
Did we all take Joe Alt?
Yep.
Yeah,
We did.
We all took Joe Alt.
I was between Alt and I can't think of his name, the Penn State tackle.
I don't know how to pronounce
Very
his
long
name.
name.
Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think Alt's just more pro ready,
Yeah.
but I think it could be a toss. I think
From
the Penn State
for
guy
me
is
and
just,
mine, I still have Marvin Harrison available. So I think if he was still be available there, I think Arizona might take and get him.
It would
Kyler
definitely be, if
receiver.
Marvin Harrison's there, definitely I think it would be hard for Arizona to pass up on him. But if he's there,
But in mine, I just kept them getting Joe Alt, getting protection for Kyler.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with a pristine tackle like that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's very ready.
and with my 5th pick in the draft, are the Giants staying there? And I do think they just paid Daniel Jones last year mistakenly, but I think they're going to go Dunze, Romeo Dunze. That dude's proven that he should have won the Blitnikoff, and he's a legit wide receiver one on any team right now.
He's very physical.
Very, very. He's strong. He's got great hands, great route running.
My 5, I know they just paid Daniel Jones, but I think that they are going to, in my opinion, move on from him. I have them taking Jaden Daniels, rookie deal. I think they'll be able to get, obviously not what they paid for Daniel Jones, but they'll be able to get something from him. Somebody will take him.
They don't want. I don't know, man. Someone with
That
the name
would be
Daniels.
the move like Atlanta would make. It'd be like Atlanta is like saying they're ready to take this big leap forward, and then they just get like Daniel Jones.
I just think that they need somebody. I mean, Danny Dimes, his legs are there. Sometimes his throws and
Good thing
reads.
he's a quarterback, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes his reads aren't there and his throws aren't there. Jane Daniels, I mean, if you watched any LSU games this year, he was electric to watch. I mean, he won the Heisman. Maybe not in some people's minds deservingly so, but just to be up in that conversation alone lets you know that he's a playmaker. And he has a cannon. Now, he did have 2 studs at LSU at receiver, but, I mean, that's who I would probably go with him if I'm the Giants there.
And in mine, the Giants are taking a receiver because they paid Danny Dimes, and Marvin Harrison is still available in mine, so I have them not passing on Marvin Harrison Jr., and Marvin Harrison is going to play in New York.
Him dropping the 5 would be such a mistake.
If he's there at 5, he's gone.
I just think a lot of people might go crazy, go for the quarterbacks and try to trade up. So that,
it is a
teams there are also going to
pretty big QB draft. So.
I think my draft's been the same to Jordan's besides Michael Penix, but I also have Adunze going to the Giants. Get a good receiver. I think they need him. I think they need one. I think he might be the best. Well, not the best, but he's top 2 receiver in this draft class.
They've been trying to find their one too.
I think a dark horse receiver too that I wouldn't be surprised taking early is Neighbors.
Yeah.
A lot of people compare him to just a little smaller Jamar Chase. He's going to be good in the NFL.
I also think people would be confident back in the not later rounds, but second round. Like Brian Thomas Jr., Adeline Mitchell, Keon Coleman. I mean,
I think Keon Coleman's going to be a top 20 pick.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good episode, boys. Glad we're back here.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be back next week after this Browns game. We're definitely going to get into more draft talk coming up.
For sure.
Just because, that's really all we have to look forward to. So
Hey, it's one of them years.
Yeah. We're going to be doing a lot more film studying on, these prospects and kind of shift more into the draft than anything else.
Yep.
Not just, Bengals based, but NFL basis just for the draft. So
For sure.
we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
ya.
See ya.